Hello and welcome again to StarTropics. Let's complete Chapter 2 here by speaking to the dolphin. It's just a great sentence. Navcom here, Captain. He is the boy dolphin. He is thanking us for saving him. Let's signal his mother. I don't think there's any audible signal. No. We'll never forget your kindness. Now, we must help you. Please follow me. Please follow me again. I guess they're going to show us the way through these rocky shoals to continue on our journey. I suppose there was a good mission imperative reason why we had to help. We'll never forget your kindness. Good luck. And so we continue on to Chapter 3. Storm and calm. Suddenly, it gets dark and stormy on the ocean. The sea tosses sub-sea. Storm and calm is an interesting phrase, I suppose. Give Mike a little bit to wake up. You awaken to find sub-sea has wrecked in the storm. It's always strangely calm after a storm. I guess so. From now on, you have to walk. Somehow, I think we'll persevere. We have a little house here we don't actually have to go to, but we will. And if we pop inside, we see this gentleman. You look tired. Here, drink some coconut milk. Thank you. You drink it and feel much better. Go to Miracola and find help for your wrecked ship. I always liked that name. Alright, so we will do just that by traveling down here through this cave. I think this video is probably going to be a double cave video. We'll see how long it takes, but I'm pretty sure we should be fine. So we're going to start off with these dodo birds here. Not a huge bit different than anything we've faced before. They probably move a little faster than some of the other ones. I don't think they're any faster than the snakes are, but they're a little more random than the snakes, so you can't predict them as well. We're going to collect an item here, which I don't even remember the name of them. And every name I'm thinking of is not, overly appropriate, frankly. But actually, we'll try to show them off a little bit. You don't need them. I don't know that I usually use them, but there are a few places where it's a little bit easier. For example, you're trying to deal with these kind of flying monkeys that move around weirdly. And it does about the same amount of damage as your yo-yo. So you can try and use this to take these guys out from afar. You don't have to worry about wasting them, since all of your weapons you lose in the, next area anyway, or anytime you die, so there's no sense in being particularly possessive of them. And we can do a similar thing here, or we can just try and take them out the yo-yo. Either way is fine. Just the way that they move around so quickly and randomly can be hard to actually get a beat on any of them, and can definitely be easy for a bunch of them to kind of sneak up on you. I don't think that they're programmed in a way to actively chase or trap you, but just the quick random movements, they'll catch up to you eventually. Now, I actually don't know if we can throw through this, can we? Yeah, that's very nice. Alright, so we'll come here, and I don't usually do this because I'm not very good at it, but let's see if I can jump over the snakes here. There we go. The other thing you do is what I've done before, just kind of do a little half step down. Nothing's under any of these buttons, so we will continue on. Now here, we could just run right across, or there are some bonus hearts we can acquire. Obviously we don't need both of these sets of hearts, but I wanted to show that they're both there. And why don't we use the, I should remember the name of these things, but these little chicken guys are a little annoying. They require a decent number of hits and move quickly, so if you're trying to take them out just with the yo-yo, you can have some struggles. Now here, we have an interesting area. I mentioned I guess it was 2 videos ago, that there are some times when this game has traps that I think are a little unfair. This is not one of them. I think this is, you know, a perfectly reasonable trap. It's a little bit cheap in that there's no way for you to predict it, but it's also not that problematic. It's not an automatic death. So what I'm going to do is pause quickly. So hang on. All right. And then just show you, not that it would take very long, but if you go up these stairs, all it does is kick you out of the mountain. So you have to start over, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Yeah, you can refill your health with the coconut milk guy, but is a little bit annoying, and I don't want to do it. So hang on, I'm going to just bring us back to where we were. All right, now we're back in here. Now, the other useful thing that we can do with this room, or rather the one useful thing, since going up the stairs is not exactly useful, is to use it as kind of a light switch to give us a brief window to see where we can safely move and, maybe more importantly, jump in this room. And where we want to go is right here. That space basically acts as a light switch for us to provide us with an exit. I do remember the first time I played this, I walked into that room over there, saw these stairs, and thought, I want to see what's over there, but let's go up through this door first. And then I was disappointed that I never got to find out what was at the top of the stairs. Turns out I should have been, but that's all right. All right, we've collected our very, very important points. And now we will venture into Miracola. Speaking of which, hey, welcome to Miracola. Thanks. We appreciate that warm welcome. This kid's fairly amusing. Let's say hi. Hi, I'm a brave sailor too. Can I go with you? What, you almost died at sea? I'm getting seasick. I'd better stay here. Yeah, it seems fair. Why don't you do that? This lady says, where did you come from? A Miracola. Apparently she's never heard of us. This concerned citizen, I'm so worried. Bananette has been sick for so long. Hopefully we will learn shortly who Bananette is. Our chief loves his daughter very much, but alas, she is very sick. I wonder if this citizen's also worried about her. No, not so much. I'm Miss Mira, 1990. You met Miss Coral? Tell me, which of us is best? Obviously, I'm going to say Mira. You're so honest and cute, too. Well, I'm sure that response had nothing to do with what we said. This kid says we look tired and also will provide us with some coconut milk, which this time around we don't actually need, but that's okay. And we do need to talk to this guy here, as we will not be allowed in to see the chief until we talk to everyone. Do you know about the castle of Shipwrecked? Better not go there. I wonder why. Might have been nice if you could have provided us with that information, but can't have everything, can we? Alright, so hello to the guard. You may enter. Now this is one of my favorite people, because you talk to him and he just says, no, I'm just hanging out. He's the chief. Which, you know, makes you wonder why he's there in the first place, but that's okay. So, I am Chief Miracola, Mike. I've heard of your courageous adventure. Please, can you help me? 1 year ago, many shooting stars appeared in the sky, and suddenly, dreadful lightning flashed. Since that night, my dear Bananette has slept, and she will not awake. Please help my daughter. She's upstairs. Some say a mountain hermit lives who has healing spells. You must find him. Please help my daughter, and I'll fix your wrecked ship. Well, it would appear that we must help his daughter if we hope to continue on our quest. Now, if we go to talk to the guard who is blocking the exit to the village, he will not allow us to leave yet and say, please go see Bananette at least once. So why don't we just do that and save ourselves the trouble? We could see where the exit to her room/area is when we were talking to the chief. Bananette is sick in bed. Oh, you're Mike. Well, I guess that means we get to come in. I'm so worried. Bananette has been sick for so long. Yeah, I've heard that rumor. And she is, in fact, sleeping. That's all. There is nothing else that needs to take place. Please go about your business. I guess maybe the guard wanted us to see her in person, maybe so we'd be a little more personally invested in her salvation there. Going the wrong way. Alright, so hello, Mr. Guard. Good luck. Well, thank you. Alright, so let's dive into our second cave here. We'll call it, 3.2. Normally, I'll probably just be doing one cave per video, but this, there's a couple of times where it's going to make more sense to do two at once, and this is one of them. Step back, try to take these guys out. No? Alright. There we go, round 2. Okay, and now we can just do that. Barely even stepped forward. Alright, so we've taken care of them. I guess I didn't really need to, but that's okay. These guys will cause more trouble than you might expect more often than I'd like, but usually you can get them to hold up just long enough before they jump to take them out if you attack quickly. And we have a snake here that we will take out, and then, obviously another dark room, but an interesting one, because we don't have a switch we can hit. However, we do have these enemies that we can use, and you can see that the other snakes will all travel to, will all stay at least, 2 squares away from Mike, whereas that one down there came down low enough that we could reach it, indicating that that was a safer place to jump. And if we watch this little octo rock, you can see the pattern that it follows, and that gives us our light switch. Now this is a very easily missable thing, but you have this square down here, and you can see that the kind of wall is open, and coming down here provides us with a little extra health that may well be beneficial to us moving forward. And with that we can head back. And we don't really need to turn the lights back on, I don't think. Now these guys can be annoying. If you get them in line, then they're very easy, but if they lock onto you any distance away at about a 45-degree angle, then they, charge at you, which when you are playing a game where your character moves in a very square way, enemies that move like that can be very difficult to deal with. But if you can line them up before they start moving, not much of a problem. Now, we're going to start heading down these stairs. You notice that we first have some, I'm going to call this kind of warm boiling water. And then as we descend further, we basically have magma. It's no one's favorite thing to experience. Now, in reality, it doesn't matter because it's equally dangerous. Water's a one-hit kill, as is magma. That little sign there is a weird addition that they have. They'll be around, and basically what they are is a little bit of a 50-50 gamble. Anytime you pick one up, you will either gain 1 or 2 lives or lose 1 or 2 lives. Strange addition, I think, but kind of fun in a way. Now, this doesn't come up too often, but we have a little stopwatch here that will freeze these enemies temporarily, allowing us to destroy them, which I always appreciate. Now in here, we're just going to kind of quickly move through. I think basically the, trick of this room is figuring out which of these you actually need to step on, and it's that one. And beyond that, we can pretty much leave Magma Boy alone. Now, we don't really need this here, but I'll grab them, because why not? And then we will carry up here just long enough to refill our health, and then we will come back down. If you continue up that way, it is one of the traps I've mentioned before, where there's no real way to anticipate it, but you just kind of die, as you will see shortly. Here we don't need to go up, we just come across. None of these hide anything, so we'll just continue on. And in the next room is the boss of the area, and I always thought it was kind of clever that they gave you all these items, making it seem like maybe one of them is what you need to defeat the boss, when in reality you do not. what you need is just to kind of find where the hidden switches are and use them to take out the floor from underneath the boss. Oops. And let's see, I think it's one of these two. That one. Now, we don't necessarily need to use this, but we picked it up, so we might as well. Refill our health. And there we go. Now with that done, all we have to do is take out this last button, and his platform crumbles beneath him, and he collapses to the water below, which, to this little magma fire demon, I forget his actual name, it's not exactly very good for his health. And so, in rather dramatic fashion, he is dispatched. There's not a lot of puzzle bosses in this game or its sequel, but I really enjoyed it. I think it's a nice addition, you know, just sprinkled in there. However, with that, we will leave the dungeon, and I will end things there, as we have some more involved things moving forward in this chapter. So, once we get out of this screen here... Very good. Alright, well, hopefully you enjoyed, but until next time, see ya!